Is it time? And if it is it just one enemy or is it multiple? Because I can't tell anymore.
Don't forget this doctor. He is returning with His Majesty Anti-Space of all the horrors you will see. Oh, how it will shock you. He is returning.
I wonder what that means. Well, I'll find out eventually.
Cracks in hearts, cracks in time. The jester sees them all, plays along their edges with a silver blade.
You keep doing this name-dropping game, like it means something to me. I've never met the Jester.
You have reached the good service TARDIS. Well, that wasn't my best intro, but the Doctor is speaking.
Schedule, Vastra. Was expecting you.
But you are needed. There's a time anomaly that has a branch on your timeline going back several regenerations. But we are here to help, at your request.
I felt it too. I was hiding it because I was scared.
We've been tracking the anomaly for 13 months. Firing off from 6 main time periods: 1985, 2005, 2023, 2024, 2025, and 2026.
I am always ready.
Doctor?
That's new. Oh, it followed anyway.
Have to keep her steady.
I promise I'll find a way to fix this. Until you, the Jester, stop you. And whoever else is playing this twisted game. Impossible. How is this possible? The TARDIS doesn't just go up in flames for no reason. Well, on second thoughts, it's time to get out of here. I really hope that at least keeps some of its original form. I was getting used to that console room.
Steady now, my fellow incarnation. We must approach with caution. I'm suspecting the creature that's been chasing me for the past 2 centuries is behind this.
I don't know what's going on, but I intend to find out what it is.
I promised Donna I would be only refueling on Pinlanza Phi before making it for Sunday roast. But in retrospective, I have missed the adventure, the thrill and beauty of traveling on my own. Maybe a companion or two wouldn't be too bad. From the Big Bang Part 2. What's that doing here? Something is very wrong with time, and I intend to find out what it is.
There you are. Do you know how long I've been looking for you? I must have bumped into at least 23 different versions of ourselves. And what are the odds the TARDIS goes off course and lands? Does a bioheterometric swap, causing my TARDIS to merge with yours after doing a biolinking metrocrisis locking on mechanism I invented in my prior self? Well, that's confusing enough.
But you look like Rose, but I can tell you are not. What's going on? Tell me you are not a Time Lord, manufactured biocopy, a Slitheen? I demand you tell me what you are!
I don't know who I am or what's happening, but the TARDIS led me to you. Albeit I'm sick of seeing you so regularly in every incarnation, but what can we do? We need to find my other self, the one you bi-generated from, which that concept was a supposed myth. I still think it's a trick from the trickster. Haven't seen him in a while.
What's going on here? I've been dragged across the timelines and popped here and... Wait, you? Not again, you're always turning up. And Rose? I thought she was trapped on the parallel Earth. Will someone tell me what's going on here?
Something is bigger at play. It feels like a hunt.
Looks like we might have an answer to all our questions.
Well, here comes trouble. Now there are 6 of us.
Wait, hold on. Where did everyone go? Maya, Jack, Vastra, Strat, Jenny?
Separated. Or removed. Or protected. Depends how optimistic you're feeling.
Well, I was more optimistic 5 minutes ago. Right, quick roll call. Past, past, past. Maybe future.
You are aggressively early. To the point I remember being you all those years ago. Bit like teenage fever, and I felt like I was in my off-the-wall era. Very Michael Jackson coded. Bet you can't wait to meet him.
Actually, I'm more of a history fan. Off the Wall is my second favourite. Anyways, I'm getting sidetracked. You. Bonnie and Clyde phase. Still think you're future me? I'm not too sure.
You would be right. I'm directly after you. I'm what's next. Not that you will remember any of these events. I barely do. And I would say more Charlie Chaplin inspired, with a distinctive 1930s charm about myself.
Like I was saying, there must be something bigger at play here. What has brought all of us together?
I'm presuming the cracks in time, which are very obviously caused inadvertently by an old Time Lord phenomenon, regenerative stitching, which caused our good friend here to get Rose's face, which has caused a branch from the original timeline we were in, and very evidently caused some events to be missing, similar to the lost tapes you have been looking for.
Well, I've only got one lost tape left to find. It's like a VHS tape. This is very, very similar. In concept, in theory. Maybe whatever this is connected to the lost tapes. But I don't think so. Or maybe it's the Jester. I can't get my head around it.
I promise you, this has nothing to do with the Jester. That part of the story is to come. But this is caused by the being that's been hunting my predecessor for over 200 years, in an endless loop, not affecting his age, but only time around it. Ugh, I hate exposition. But I'm telling you, it has something to do with our Charlie Chaplin fellow and Rose. It's all connected, and I need you to connect the dots. We are all together because we all stem from these incarnations, whether past or future.
It's almost here. Then the temper tracks. It harvests retentive regeneration potential energy. The stitching you were talking about. I'm recently regenerated, and it hunted me down in a repetitive loop, over and over again, until I flung it into the time vortex. Didn't expect it to reappear.
You're telling me you recklessly threw it into the time vortex? Did you not learn your lesson with Sutek? Well, we gotta find a way to defeat it, stop it, understand it. Right, well, everything's converging on one point. One single fraction of a second. Doctor, the one that keeps cropping up, I'm going to need an explanation off of you.
Well, it looks as if this temper tracks has the ability to track down and converge on us. It doesn't seem like it's from our universe, hence the cracks in time. The walls of reality are falling and collapsing, which is the most likely cause for our dear friend here getting Rose's face, and anything else that has caused us to join together.
Spot on. That must be the reason. And I thought I was the one that had nostalgia problems. Always encountering the same things over and over and over again. Whatever it is, it seems like my impending doom might be on a bit of a pause. I've been thinking that this is the calm before the storm. The peace before prosperity. Just as I was getting fond of this face as well. Anyways, down to the main point. How can we stop this crisis from averting any further?
Hey, I don't mean to cut through anyone speaking, but look at the TARDIS. It's glitching and phasing in and out of this reality.
It's here. It is called the temper tracks. It does not hunt planets. It hunts timelines. And I think it's come for revenge after I defeated its offspring, once it attacked me and my TARDIS, and entering it into a 200-year continuous time loop.
Right, now we know what we're finally up against.
Right, it trapped you in that time loop. Because we regenerate. Because we change. Because we leave echoes. And it feeds on what we leave behind. Right. That's properly bad.
Change. Afterglow. Regret. You ran. 2 centuries across your own shadow.
Leave them out of this. Your fight is with me and me alone. Yield at once.
I followed you. I learned you. You fracture. You change. You never finish. May this be your punishment for what you did to my offspring, Time Lord. The fractures will bring a devastation not even you can stop. Oh, Doctor, beware of the trench that follows you. And you, the younger one of the trio, beware of the circus that you refuse to yield to. And a warning to all, the cosmic lord of all anti-space will be upon you sooner than you think.
The stitching.
Threads of regeneration, connecting all 6 doctors, every version of you. One unfinished story.
It's forcing convergence, trying to collapse us into one. Or tear us apart,
consumption, completion. Next, Numenor.
No, you don't get to pick what lives and dies.
Everything unfinished belongs to me, and I'm the one who will finally stop all the prophecies that are to come. You really think you can stand against me, Doctor?
No. You don't get to call us unfinished. You don't get to stand there and look at everything we've been through, everything we survived, and reduced us to some flaw in the design. Because that's not what we are. And maybe that's the mistake people keep making. They look at us and see contradictions. They see scars. They see mistakes. They see the things we wish we could take back. The faces we couldn't save. The promises we couldn't keep. The world that slipped through our fingers. And they think that means we're broken. No. But that's never been what those meant. We change. We always change. Every loss leaves something behind. Every loss, every victory, it costs something. Every goodbye carves anything under the line into what we are. And every time we think we can't go any further, we do. Because that's what living is. You think being complete means never changing, never hurting, never doubting, never failing. No, that's completeness. That's a statue. That's a machine. That's something frozen in time. And we were never meant to be frozen. We were meant to move, to learn, to stumble, to get things wrong, and spend years trying to make it right. We were meant to carry our failures with us, not because they define us, but because they remind us. They remind us of who we are. They remind us of who we never want to become again. Look at us, really look at us. Look at every face in this room. Every one of us has stood in the ashes of something we loved. Every one of us has watched a chapter end and wondered, how are we supposed to keep going? Every one of us has felt alone, frightened, angry, lost, and yet here we are, still standing, still fighting, still choosing to care. Do you know how impossible that is? After everything, after all the grief, all the guilt, and all the years, to still care, to still believe people are worth saving, to still run towards the danger when every instinct tells you to run away. That isn't weakness, that isn't failure, and it certainly isn't unfinished. That's courage, that's hope, and that's faith. Because being unfinished doesn't mean you're lacking something. It means there's still more to become, more to give, more to learn, more to save, more stories to tell, more chances to be better than you were yesterday. And maybe that's the point. Maybe none of us are supposed to be finished. Maybe the day we stop growing, the day we stop changing, the day we stop questioning ourselves, that's the day we stop being alive. So no, you don't get to call us unfinished. Not after everything we've endured, not after everything we sacrificed, not after every impossible choice we've made and every impossible tomorrow we faced. We survive things we shouldn't. We lose people we can never replace. We carry wounds that never truly heal. And somehow, we keep going. Not because we're perfect, not because we're complete, but because we're alive. And there is nothing more alive than someone who refuses to stop becoming. That's not being unfinished. That's being alive. You are a monster, sir, and we will defeat you.
Yes, quite right. Though I must confess, there was a time when I would have disagreed with you. Not because you were wrong, but because I was afraid. Afraid of change. Afraid of becoming someone I did not recognize. Afraid that every compromise, every mistake, every sorrow was carrying me further away from the man I thought I ought to be. You see, when one is young, one imagines life as a journey toward completion, a grand work, a masterpiece. One believes that, given enough years, enough wisdom, enough victories, one shall eventually arrive. That there will come a day when all doubts vanish, all questions are answered, all wounds are healed. What a wonderfully foolish idea that was. Because the older I became, the more I realized that arrival was never the point. The point was the traveling. The point was the people met along the way, the hands we held, the lives we touched, the mistakes that taught us more than success ever could. And yes, the grief, especially the grief. Because grief is merely love with nowhere left to go. And if we are fortunate enough to love, then we must also be brave enough to mourn. That is the bargain. That is the privilege. That is the cost. You speak of survival, and rightly so. But survival alone is not what makes us who we are. Many survive. Many endure. No. What defines us is what we choose to do afterwards. Whether we allow suffering to make us cruel, or whether we answer it with kindness. Whether loss teaches us bitterness or compassion. Whether fear closes our hearts, or reminds us why they must remain open. That is the test. Not perfection, not completion. Choice. Again and again and again. Every day we wake. Every day we fall. Every day we rise once more. And so, to anyone who would call us unfinished, I should say, of course we are. How fortunate that we are. For a finished thing can no longer grow. A finished thing can no longer learn. A finished thing can no longer dream of something better. A finished thing is a story that has reached its final page. And I, for one, have always preferred stories that continue. So let us remain unfinished. Let us remain curious. Let us remain hopeful. Let us remain works in progress. Because as long as there is another lesson to learn, another hand to help, another sunrise waiting beyond the darkness, then our story is not over. And thank heaven for that.
You know, for all our centuries, for all our knowledge, for all the worlds we've seen, there's one thing I've never understood. Why people are so afraid of hope. Oh, they'll tell you it's because hope hurts. Because hope can be disappointed. Because hope can be betrayed. Because sometimes you give everything you have, and things still fall apart. And they're right. Hope does hurt. Sometimes it hurts more than anything else. Because the moment you hope for something, you give it the power to break your heart. But do you know what I've learned? The alternative is far worse. Because a universe without hope is a universe that has surrendered. A universe that has accepted that tomorrow can never be better than today. A universe that has stopped trying. I've seen worlds like that. Worlds that gave up. Worlds that decided kindness was weakness. Worlds that chose certainty over compassion. Fear over courage. Power over mercy. And every single one of them began to die long before they realized it. Not because they were conquered, not because they were destroyed, but because they stopped believing change was possible. That's what hope really is. Not wishful thinking, not blind faith. Change. The belief that things can be different. The belief that people can be better. The belief that even after the darkest night, the sun is still worth waiting for. And maybe that's why we keep changing. Why we keep becoming someone new. Because every version of us carries that belief forward. Every face, every life, every regeneration. A promise. A promise that we haven't given up. A promise that we're still learning. A promise that no matter how much pain we carry, we refuse to let it define the future. We've stood at the end of worlds. We've watched stars die. We've lost friends, family, pieces of ourselves again and again and again. And yet every time, every single time, we choose to believe there's still something worth saving. Think about that. After everything we've seen, after everything we've lost, we still look at this impossible, beautiful, ridiculous universe and choose love. We choose mercy. We choose hope. Not because we're certain it'll work, because we're not. We're never certain. That's what makes it hope. Hope isn't certainty. Hope is courage. Hope is taking one more step when you don't know what's waiting ahead. Hope is opening your heart after it's been broken. Hope is planting a seed in the ashes and believing something might grow. You said we're alive. You're right. We are. And being alive means we can still change. You said our story isn't over. You're right too. It's not. Because as long as there is one frightened child looking up at the stars, one lonely soul waiting for help, one person who believes tomorrow can be better than today, then there is still work to do. And as long as there is still work to do, there is still hope. And as long as there is hope, we are never finished.
You know what? For the longest time, I kept trying to be someone else. Someone easier. Someone people would understand. Someone who fit neatly into all the little boxes they kept handing me. But every time I tried, it felt wrong. Like wearing somebody else's face, somebody else's life. And eventually, I realized something. I wasn't the problem. The boxes were. Because identity isn't something you finish. It isn't a puzzle with all the pieces locked into place. It's a journey, a question you keep asking, an answer that keeps changing. And that's okay. I've been so many different people. Some brave, some frightened, some wonderful, some a complete disaster. But every single one of them was me. Not despite the differences, because of them. So if you're still figuring yourself out, good. If you're changing, good. If you're becoming someone new, good. That doesn't mean you don't know who you are. It means you're still growing into who you're meant to be. And there is nothing wrong with that. Nothing at all.
Beautiful. Truly beautiful. 1,000 years of pain, dressed up as wisdom. You almost convinced me. You call it survival. You call it growth. You call it hope. You call it identity. Different words, same delusion. Tell me, Doctor, how many graves have you buried beneath those speeches? How many worlds? How many names can you no longer remember? How many faces wake you in the dark? You speak of change as though it is noble, but change is loss. Every face you become is a face you abandoned. Every life you live is another death. Every regeneration is a funeral wearing a smile. And hope? Hope is merely the lie suffering tells itself. The promise that tomorrow will somehow justify today. That all the pain will mean something in the end. That if you just keep running long enough, the universe will reward you. Has it? Has it ever? Look at yourselves. Fragments, contradictions, ghosts wearing the same name. You call yourselves alive. I call you shattered. Because that is what you truly are. Not one being, not one soul. A million unfinished pieces, desperately pretending they belong together. And that's why you're afraid of me. Not because I threaten you, because I understand you. I see the truth beneath the speeches, the truth beneath the heroism, the truth beneath the myth. You're tired, all of you, so very tired. Tired of losing, tired of changing, tired of carrying the weight of eternity. Tired of pretending the next sunrise will finally heal the wounds left by the last. You don't want hope. You want peace. And I can give it to you. No more faces. No more identities. No more grief. No more questions. No more becoming. Just silence, stillness, completion, a finished story. Isn't that what you've always wanted? To stop running, to stop hurting, to stop being unfinished. Because deep down, beneath every speech, beneath every smile, beneath every incarnation, you already know the truth. The universe doesn't fear what you are. It fears what happens when all the pieces finally remember they were never separate to begin with. The Doctor, the 15th, the Bad Wolf, the storm, the fire, the impossible thing that should never exist. 3 causes, 1 consequence. 3 lives, 1 soul. 3 stories, 1 ending. You have spent centuries dividing yourselves, naming yourselves, separating yourselves, pretending the fragments were whole. So do it. Accept it. Become it. Stop clinging to the illusion of individuality. Stop hiding from what you truly are. Stop running from the inevitable. Merge. Become the thing even time cannot contain. Become the paradox. Become the wolf. Become the storm. Become the Doctor. Become whole.
No, don't look at me like that. Come on, we've all known this was coming. Maybe not this, maybe not here, but something. There's always a moment, isn't there? The moment where running stops, the moment where the clever plan runs out, the moment where someone has to pay the price. And this time it's me. Do the funny thing. For centuries, I thought I was afraid of dying. Turns out, I was afraid of leaving things unfinished. Afraid there'd be one more person I could save. One more world I could have helped. One more sunrise I wouldn't get to see. Greedy, really. I've had more sunsets than most. More second chances, more than anyone else deserves. I've seen the birth of stars. I've watched the universe end. Over and over again, I've met impossible people. I've met wonderful people. Sarah Jane, Maya, Jack, Ruby, all of them. Liz, and my beautiful granddaughter Susan. I've loved, I've lost, and somehow, through all of it, I keep getting another tomorrow. Maybe that's why this doesn't feel wrong. Sad. Absolutely. Terrifying. Definitely not wrong at all. Because if all of those things have taught me anything, it's that your life was never about how the long story lasts. It's about what you do with the pages that are written. And look at us. Look at everything we've become. The wanderer, the warrior, the fool, the survivor, the dreamer, every face, every life, every mistake, every triumph. Everything impossible, ridiculous version of me. Worth all of it.
No. Doctor, please. Let me do this.
I've lived longer. I've had more time, more adventures, more goodbyes. You still have so much left, so many people to save, so many lives to change. Please, for once, let it be me.
I know, doctors. I know. Believe me. But that's the thing about being the doctor. When someone has to stay behind, when someone has to make the impossible choice, we don't get to look away. We step forward because that's who we are. Not because we're fearless, not because we're special, because someone has to. And if I've spent all those lives asking others to be brave, then I can be brave now. I don't think this is the end. Not really. Maybe that's arrogance. Wouldn't be the first time, and I'll miss out on the story with the jester. I think everyone we've helped, every life we've touched, every bit of kindness we've left behind, that's how we keep going. That's how any of us keep going. So don't be sad, or at least don't only be sad. Remember the adventures, remember the impossible victories, remember the days when we shouldn't have won, but we did anyway. Remember that we were here, that we mattered, that we tried. And if the universe remembers anything about me, let it remember this: that I never stopped believing people could be better, that I never stopped hoping, that I never stopped running towards the darkness when someone needed help. Let it remember that I was the doctor. And what a life that was. Worth every second.
Though your heart is aching, smile, even though it's breaking.
No. You idiot. You absolute idiot. That wasn't supposed to be you. It was supposed to be me. I was ready. I was ready. Of course you did it. Of course you couldn't help yourself. One last impossible rescue. One last chance to save everyone. One last chance to be the doctor. And you took it. You told us to be brave. You told us not to be sad. Well, congratulations. I am ignoring both of those instructions. Because you were worth keeping. You foolish, brilliant man. You were worth saving too. Worth every second, Yeah, you were.
Well, there he goes. Another impossible departure. You know, after all these years, I rather hoped he'd finally learn how to leave quietly. Still, that wouldn't have been him, would it? No, of course not. The remarkable thing is that he never changed. Not really. The face changed, the voice changed, the centuries piled higher and higher. But beneath all of it, he was always the same frightened fool with a box and far too much compassion. Always running toward danger. Always believing everyone deserved another chance. Always carrying far more than he ever admitted. Even at the end. Especially at the end. I should have thanked him for all of it. For the adventures, for the laughter, for reminding us who we were when we forgot, for refusing to become cynical. I never did. His voice finally cracks, just once. I thought there would be more time. Goodbye, old friend. And thank you. Thank you for being the best of us.
It's done. It's finally done. The doctor is gone. No trick, no miracle, no last-minute rescue. Just silence. How ironic. After all that noise, all those speeches, all those grand declarations about hope and life and becoming, he ends as everything does. Gone. is reality healing. That is the universe finally free of its favorite contradiction. No more doctor, no more impossible victories, no more... No. That's not how this ends. I won. You died. I watched you die. I watched you give everything. I watched reality consume you. You don't get to come back from that. The crack grows larger, brighter, more unstable. Why? Why won't you stay dead? Why won't you stay gone? Every law, every rule, every certainty, you break all of them. You don't survive because you're stronger. You don't survive because you're smarter. You survive because the universe refuses to let go of you. No, don't tell me. Don't tell me reality chose him. Don't tell me time itself brought him back. After everything, after all my victories, after all my planning, after all my sacrifices, of course, the universe's favorite child, the man who never learns, the fool who never stays down. I am so tired of losing to you.
Hi, the
Rose Tyler.
Funny thing about time gods. You spend so long looking at the stars, you forget about wires. Oh, don't look so confused. Everyone laughs when I keep the old bits. The cassette heads, the magnetic coils, the analog circuits, the chunky little components everyone else threw away centuries ago. I kept them. Because old technology has one enormous advantage. It doesn't care what the laws of reality are doing today. There. Can you hear it? That hum? That's not Gallifreyan. That's not temporal engineering. That's a feedback loop built from technology older than some civilizations. Crude, reliable, beautiful. You know what I learned from those old space freighter crews? Never fight the monster where it's strongest. Trap it. Corner it. Force it somewhere it doesn't want to go. Make the environment do the work for you. And you've spent so long rewriting time, you never noticed I was rewriting the room. 3 hours ago, I seeded analog resonance anchors into every temporal fracture. 2 hours ago, I linked them together. 1 hour ago, I let you think you were winning. That part wasn't difficult. Now every paradox in this chamber is singing the same note. And you're the only thing resonating with it. You see, modern systems would have failed. Too clever, too connected, too easy for you to corrupt. But this is stubborn. This is tape decks and cathode tubes. This is circuitry held together by hope and bad engineering decisions. And somehow, it works. You wanted a finished universe, a silent universe, a universe without change. Well, that's not how life works. Life is messy. Life improvises. Life survives. And today, life wins. Goodbye, temper tracks. And for future reference, never underestimate an old woman with obsolete technology. Now let's see what happens when time runs out of time.
You think you've won? That's the funniest thing you've said all day. I've seen the timelines, Doctor, the roads ahead, the things waiting in the dark between your heartbeats. You celebrate today because you cannot see tomorrow. I can. Almost pitying, I declare. The first is already moving. Can you hear it? The music, the applause, the laughter. The circus is looming. Bright lights, painted smiles, a jester dancing beneath a canvas sky. And every joke hides a knife. Every performance hides a hunger. You will laugh with him until you realize why he's laughing at all. And then, the darker path. There are roads even you fear to walk. Roads carved by desperation, by pride, by the belief that the universe would be safer if it simply obeyed you. I have seen the trenches, endless trenches, cut through the soul itself. A battlefield where every enemy wears your face, where every victory costs another piece of who you are. And beyond them, something older, something impossible, waiting in anti-space. The father of deception and tricks, the ancient architect of lies, a being so consumed by its own brilliance that it would rather unmake creation than accept its irrelevance. And he remembers your name. The chamber darkens, reality groans, but even that is not the end. No, the end is far worse, because the end has always been waiting, watching, smiling. The end of all things. A creature that feeds upon the moments where hope fails, where history bends, where choices break. A thing that does not conquer, a thing that bargains, and every bargain brings the universe one step closer to silence. One day, Doctor, you will hear it knocking. One day, you will be tempted to answer. The circus, the trenches, anti-space, the father of deception and tricks, the end of all things. They're coming. They're all coming. And for all your speeches, for all your hope, for all your impossible victories, they are waiting. Because the story isn't ending, Doctor. It's only getting darker. Run while you still can.
That didn't sound like bluffing this time. That's at least the 5th creature that's tried to warn me about this. I'll think about it next time. I've still got lots of time left in this life. Right. Something just doesn't feel right. Something feels so familiar, so ancient, so old. I'm trying to locate our TARDISes. But there's something else here.
Doctor?
No. I recognise that. What is that doing here?
Exterminate! Exterminate!
I think I know this Dalek.
You know of it. Impossible.
Not from experience. From records. Stories. Warnings. An Aminiran Dalek. One of the originals. One of the lost prototypes. Built inside the temporal furnaces beneath Numenor. Designed for wars beyond history itself.
You are the Doctor, enemy of the Daleks.
Yeah. Standard procedure. Right, Dalek. Let's skip that bit. So, Dalek, answer yourself. What are you doing here?
After the Neotronic War, our Dalek forefathers retired into the city, protected by our machines.
Machines? This is just a dump. Nothing's here. What powers your core?
His power was derived from an oblivion continuum.
I thought they were myths.
So tell me, how did you end up here?
The Dalek race died in your inferno, but my ship survived, falling through time, crippled but alive. Advise Supreme Command that our attack force is totally immobilized and that we are the only survivors.
So there are more of you. Why are you hiding?
This territory is the property of the Daleks. Daleks are in control.
Listen here, Dalek. Do you know what I see? I don't see a god. I don't see a legend. I don't see some nightmare dragged out the darkness of corners of history. I see a Dalek. That's all I see. Just another Dalek. You hide behind titles, behind fear, behind stories people tell themselves in the dark. You wrap yourselves in myths because you're terrified of the truth. You aren't superior, you're pathetic. Every species in existence changes, learns, grows, and every civilization stumbles and gets back up again. Every person becomes something new, but you stayed exactly the same. Century after century, war after war, massacre after massacre. And you call that perfection. Look at you, a machine built to hate. A creature so terrified of difference that you turn fear into philosophy. You don't understand life, you don't understand compassion, you don't even understand hope, because all you have ever known is survival, and survival isn't enough. It never was. The universe keeps moving without you. Stars are born, worlds rise, children dream about futures they'll never live to see. People fall in love, people forgive, people better than they were yesterday, and every one of those things is stronger than you. Because they create, which is all you do is destroy. Tell me something, after all these centuries, after all these invasions, after all the grand plans, what would the Daleks have actually built? What have you learned behind ruins? What have you created except graveyards, silence? That's your legacy, nothing but silence, and yet we're still here. Every species you've tried to wipe out, every world you've burnt, every future you've stolen, someone survives, someone remembers, someone rebuilds every single time, because life is stronger than hatred. Life is stronger than fear. Life is stronger than the Daleks. You know why you'll never win? Because winning would mean understanding what the universe is worth saving, and you can't. You never could, because deep down beneath all the armour and all the screaming, you're afraid. Afraid of change, afraid of hope, afraid of a universe where you aren't the centre of everything. That's why the Daleks lose. Not because the Doctor stops you, not because armies stop you, because the universe itself rejects what you are. You call yourselves the superior race. But superiority isn't about surviving longer, it's about becoming better. And that's something the Daleks will never understand.
And death is coming. Oh, I can see everlasting death for the most faithful companion. See how I control you now, Turn. Look, you are my prisoner now. You are my puppet.
Enough of this. Back into the vortex you go, Dalek.
Exterminate! Exterminate! My vision is impaired. I cannot see.
Piece of advice.
Make it a short one, Romana. We're on a deadline.
The Jester is real, Doctor. And he's moving toward you. I've seen fragments on timelines you haven't touched yet. Broken worlds with laughter echoing through them. When you finally meet him, do not face him alone.
Well, you seem to know how stubborn I am. It must be this serious for you to continuously keep warning me about this Jester. I'll keep my eyes peeled.
Don't forget this Doctor. He is returning with His Majesty Anti-Space. Of all the horrors you will see, oh, how it will shock you. He is returning.
I wonder what that means. Well, I'll find out eventually.
Never. Doctor, you shall die for this. He's coming. The fracture you carry, it's already been seen. You think this ends with me, but I was only keeping the door shut.
Who, Morbius? Who is doing this?
Your end isn't death. It's recognition. When you finally see what you've become.
Well? Well, it looks like it's time. No. I said that last time when I faced Morbius. Well, maybe this time's different. No. I refuse to allow my destiny to come true. I am the Doctor, and I refuse.
Doctor, there you are. We have been looking for you for ages.
Ruby, there you are. And it's Maya, I'm presuming, with you.
Ruby! Maya, you're all right. After, you know.
The baby Chronivore?
Still having nightmares about that thing chewing centuries.
It ate my birthday!
It tried to eat Tuesday.
Still, nice seeing you again.
Yeah. Preferably somewhere less reality ending next time.
Looks like we've wrapped it up now. Maybe we should get back to our own times.
Well, will you look at that? Vastra, Jenny, and Strax got sent back to their respective times, and you've got 6 versions of the Doctor all at once. I don't think you understand what I'm thinking right now.
Sometimes, Jack, I think even your fantasies begin to stress me out. Give it a rest for 5 minutes!
Well, at least your companions have got some spirit. Alas, it's time for me to get back. Donna's probably worried. I meant to go to the space version of the Isle of Wight right after a nice Sunday roast. Anyways, it was fun. Let's not meet up as regularly from now on, if possible.
I agree. I think we keep meeting up too regularly. It's feeling like a nostalgia trip at this point.
I second that. Let's all return to our own times.
Wait, before you leave. I'm not sure of who I am, but I'm happy I found you again. If my incarnation is just for a thrill chase or a calm before the end of the storm, then I understand my purpose. Thank you.
Or maybe it doesn't matter who you are, or why you have Rose's face. Sometimes these things aren't what define us as a particular incarnation, but help us seek a better path until we meet again.
I never thought of it like that. Now that he's put it like that. My whole incarnation, I've been just living in the past. Who knows what's out there for us? Who knows?
I never forget a face.
I know you don't. And in years to come, you might find yourself revisiting a few, but just the old favorites, eh?
You might not appreciate yourself, but learn to, and keep Ruby close. She will look after you, as she did for me. You'll turn out all right, I promise.
Good luck.
Farewell and thank you.
I'm not sure who I am yet, but I promise whoever I become, I'll be the best I can be. You've helped me on that journey, all of you.
I think you'll figure out that you'll just be okay. It doesn't matter who you are right now. It doesn't matter who you're going to be in the future. Don't let these things define you.
Thank you. Me and you are not too different, you know? And you'll find what you're looking for. But don't run away from your destiny, as it has a strange way of catching up to you.
Right, and then there was 3. Wait, I need to ask you something. What's next?
There isn't a particular diary or rule book, you see. Time is relative.
I suppose. Now that does sound like something to say. You definitely are my future.
You've got dark days ahead. You're going to lose things you think you can't survive losing. But you do. Because we always do. Don't judge the box. Temporary fix, still rebuilding.
It's alright, my TARDIS just exploded. I'm always rebuilding it. Same design, same fatal flaw. It's a problem with the central column.
I've been alone for a while. Perhaps it's time I change that.
Try not to break history before I get there.
Tell me something.
Is this another cryptic warning?
Yes. Time is approaching.
What does that even mean?
Take care of them.
Always.
You alright?
Yeah. I like this. You. Us.
Good. Stay like that.
Yeah. I'm the Doctor.
Doctor, your task is no longer distant.
Oh. You again. There's always a task.
The Jester. You will face him. You cannot avoid this forever, because he's already here.
Or I take the long way round. A few more adventures.
You may delay, but not escape. Your ship knows this.
Oh.
Reinvention is the beginning of acceptance.
Doctor.
Stop performing!
The canopy, the masquerade. The canopy, the masquerade.
Never heard of them.
You will.
Running is cardio.
Stop. Just stop acting like this is funny.
He's warning you, and you're hiding behind jokes.
I know. I'm scared. And I know what I have to do.
Then hear your task. You will go into the year 1979. You will not be late.
It's almost time. He's here. No. I won't let it happen. No.
1979.
Yeah. 1979. Just hang in tight, old girl. We're almost there.
That doesn't sound like 1979. Sounds more like 2007 and a bad haircut.
It's more of a scenic route, Captain. Have a problem?
No, but you could stop delaying the inevitability of your current situation.
Anyways, Doctor, what have you got planned this time? Ghosts and yeppies? Or finally some screening tickets to the Royal Albert Hall? A cheeky Kiss concert? Or even a meeting with Michael Jackson? For real this time?
Excellent ideas. I need to meet Frank again. You know, the Frank Sinatra. Meet up with Winston Churchill again. Maybe go to 18th century France. Do something exciting. We always go to Earth, that is true. Why don't I take you to an alien planet this time, Nora? We haven't been to them in a while.
Like the one which had a cosmic beach? Or manic tranuglar fireflies on Raxclora 7? But I think you are delaying the main point of what's bothering you. And I know this jester stuff scares you. And you think your whole world is going to end. But remember, we are here. And you need to take into accountability. Change is enviable sometimes, even for a Time Lord.
We are your friends, Doctor. Don't shut us out. Whenever he is here, whether it is tomorrow, in 50 years, remember, we are here until the end.
The day you stop shutting us out. Maybe you will stop thrill chasing and finally look towards better horizons. You know, even when we first met all those months ago, in the verdant jungle back on Numenor, you looked like you were running from something. And you still do.
When you live for as long as I have, sometimes the mortality, even the morality of what you do, catches up to you. And I feel like, for the very first time in a long time, it's not nostalgia, it's not chasing the past, it's... You know, the future looks so scary sometimes, Jack. And for the first time, I feel powerless.
I'm not running away. I'm running to things before they fade and wither and die. It's the life of the Time Lord. Anyways, I owe you both a holiday. It's been a very, very long time. Oh, it's for this.
Well, that settles it. Let's do those things. We've almost found all the lost tapes too. Why don't you write a mini list of stuff to do, and we will do it?
Maya, you are a genius, albeit we have a lot of time to figure stuff out and prepare.
Sounds like a plan. Right, on to adventures.
Right you are, Doctor.
You keep doing this name-dropping game like it means something to me. I've never met the Jester.
Not yet, but he has met you. He wears a smile built from your worst days. When the last door closes, when the last laugh dies, it is his voice you will hear.
Doctor, I've heard rumors.